So you can see exactly the material that we are presenting now to you, the workflow under our website product flow. Okay, so this is the workflow. Remember just now we are going through the workflow system that we are designed right away. This one. Okay, the workflow that we are designing, this one. So how to read this one, and what is the design or mechanism behind to make this works? Okay, this is the workflow engine. They are specially designed, and it's a proprietary engine that we are specially designed so that everyone can easily build a workflow and enhance their company or organization productivity in an easy way without any programming. So let me explain how this workflow works. Okay, imagine you have an organization with different group of people, different team, or different even department. So you need to move all these job forward. And for with all these job, different people coming in a different time, and they are bringing or updating information at a different steps. That is where our Inistate excels. So this is the workflow. It's very similar to what we are designing just now. So I will explain how the workflow works. Then I will show you exactly just now the system. Then perhaps then you have a full idea on no wonder. Then I know how it works. Okay, this is a workflow, and we present it in a form, simple form. You can see that where it flow, the error is how it can be flow. Of course, as a system, you can change the flow anytime. You can change to different state anytime. You can edit any information anytime if you want. If you don't control, you also can control that no people can change simply. It depends how you organization you want it to be. Okay, so for that, to design, there are four parts to it. First will be the activity. These activity are in fact the button inside the system. For example, this one and this one. So it represented through the button. And the state is the Excel that you normally have with the status. Simple as that. So I show you an example. So you might have an Excel that have different people fill in at a different timing, right? So this is the Excel you might have, right? So maybe you have like finance, then the status. So this is the state. We call it state here. And you have like information. What are the information? This is your Google form, the field. This is your Excel column, and it form out to the workflow, which is the whole thing. Okay. So how we design this one? First, you starting with a form. Starting when you create an entry, you starting with a form. You can imagine it's like a Google form or a physical copy form, something like this one. Okay. Then after you create, you given a status, right? You given a status like open, paid, whatever status you want it to be. So this is when you create. These are the information involved in the form. Okay. So for this, we call this activity. So activity may or may not have the form. Okay, may or may not. For example, just now we are showing you submit doesn't have form. The rejected, we need a form. Let us show you this one. After approve, when make payment, we need a special form to input more information. Okay, So we just iterate through. Just now we already showing how it's done simply through our system. And this is how the theory behind. So you have an activity. The activity will lead to another state. Okay. The activity will lead to another state. And you can have, based on this state, you can have more than one activity, right? The approve or the reject. So you create two activity. And one of the activity reject, you might need the user that carry out this activity might need to adding more information. So they may add another form to it. Okay. So you'll be then it lead to rejected. So it makes sense. When you do approve, you go to approve. When you do reject, you go to a. This is simply can be seen here. So let's say pending approve. If you do approve, it lead to approve. Of course, our system allow you to change if you want to make modification, to make improvement as you go along, to extend the process as you go along. So we reject, go to rejected state. So everyone in the system can tell easily this is rejected. So also can tell that after rejected, who are the person they are responsible for this state. For example, if you see like approve, you know that everyone know that after approve will be make payment, and make payment is for the treasurer or the accountant that have to do this part. So everyone that is a step by step. You wouldn't to question, you don't have to question the approval saying that why there's no payment if already approved, right? You know the person and everyone knows that who will be the next step, the person in charge. Okay. So we reject that. Okay. So after reject, it can lead back to the same state by adding another activity. Okay. It depends whether or not you need the form, right? So if we come back to this one, you will see like when you're starting, you create a form with some information, then you go to draft. Then after that, you have a selection of like the form, the submit to pending approval. Then you can have two activity, which is pending approval and reject. Then you do the revise. Okay, so it's very simple. Maybe it's still confused with you. Let us start with like step-by-step guide so you understand how it works. Yeah, close off this one. Okay, so let us start by just adding new module. We just follow this part, which is the expenses claim and leave approval. So we just quickly do so you know how it works. Just now we are explaining through using the form how you design, but now you understand the logic behind. You can design a more extensive workflow. So we just put like leave application. Okay, we just create, right? So we start with create, and these are the information, right? These are the information. So simply we just go inside and add employee. So our AI already helping, but if you don't, it's not what you want, you just type here. Then I just leave a leave type, leave type. Leave type is a selection. So I just quickly add some of the selection medical leave, annual leave, unpaid leave. You can add a long like compassionate leave, travel leave, whatever if you want to, but we just keep this at the moment. So I just type my name here, then select something. So we design as we go along. So we have start date. Okay, so we'll start by today, start by next week, then end date. End date. Okay, so we just do the end date by perhaps next Thursday. Okay, so this exactly is what you are creating. Can you see that? Okay, so you go to draft. So you just click draft. Okay, so you click OK. That's it. You already create your first form like Google Form, simple, easy to understand, right? So then we go to the next step. So after that, there is a submit activity that lead to pending approval. Maybe the user will just have to adjust, putting more information. Then only when they are ready, then they're ready to submit. So yeah, this is not the time. We just add a next step. So you just put submit. You just hit submit. So you just click to create. There's no form they are involved, but we know that it go to pending approval. So I just put pending approval. Okay, our AI also select the best color that we think, but you can always change to the color that you want by clicking this one. Okay, so submit. So we just click submit. So you can imagine that with these two, you have a simple workflow. You just put in here. This is like unpaid leave. Then we go for like select this one and this one. Then we just submit. Of course, you can add some comment. It's fine if you don't. Then it enhance the conversation so you can see. Draft. Right? It remembers and it configure for you automatically. Okay. So after draft, you do submit. So you follow the same flow. Okay, let us continue to design the flow. So you have one approved. So now you know it's very easy. You just put approve. Okay, so here we go to approve. Okay, so we just click OK. So you have this approved. So you can see this one that's approved. It went to approve. Okay, so the next one will be reject, but that is something different. There will be additional information inside. So we all know that when you rejected something, maybe internally you have to give some reason. So it is better for communicating. So the user, the requester can make some adjustment. So I just put is rejected reason. So I just put rejected reason. Okay. So sorry, I selected the wrong one. So we'll be at the next step called reject. Then this one is rejected. Okay, so I need to make it loud and clear. I just put like rejected, rejected, close. Okay, so rejected, we need to add a reason called reason rejected reason. I think just now we are already creating. Okay, information not complete, perhaps the information not complete. So next time when the user do the same process, we will have the same fault. You don't need to redesign the thing. Okay. So last, if rejected, maybe someone reading that is rejected, maybe you need to give them a chance to do a revise, and you just do a revise. Okay. So we just put like revise. And revise. Sorry, it should be draft. So this one I just delete. So we go back to draft. Okay, so nothing. Okay, so maybe you will see like, oh, maybe for rejected to do revise, I need to add some what are the thing changes. So I just put what changes, something like that. Okay, or adjust the date. Okay, just put it in. So if you see, you can see the whole process. Then it's easier this way. Then so everyone can follow through. Then you can anytime add in a comment or something to mention someone. You will receive the information adjusted, urgent. Okay, you will receive an app notification, even email if you mention them. So this is the whole flow. And if you look at here, by single click, we are designing the same workflow. So submit, reject, approve, then the revise to draft, revise to draft. Okay, so that is the workflow. And I want to show you something that if you have no idea, we produce a lot of ready solution on our website, whereby you can take a look and learn how this process can be done, or you can join our Discord group. After that, we'll share with you the Discord joining link. That from there will help you to guide you to do the workflow. So now I think you can read all this. You can read all the information, what are the activity, what are the state. You see there's a director, VP. So you go to workflow, you will see this is the workflow they're doing. Okay. There are other solution also, and you can play around web one, mobile, then you can see how this thing works in live, okay, without even installing it. So let me show you other workflow that maybe we can have. Like for example, as the vehicle inspection, or this one, need just form filling. Okay, you can explore on your own. We are preparing more and more solution. If you think this is where you can start modifying, this is something that you think is suitable for you, then you can from there to make some changes. Okay, so you see this is like the delivery workflow and the information. You can always make the adjustment. Okay, so let us come back to this one. So we'll show you some of the things that just now Miss Dan show you. One of them is of course the issue. So now perhaps after this, Miss Dan are sharing how the system can help with dashboard, all these feature. But now I'm going to show you the workflow itself, because now I'm seeing that you can read this workflow now. So okay, let me arrange a little bit, so make it nicer. Okay, good. Okay, so you see, something that always start, we find the create. This is the starting point. So when something start is open, if you can read now, even it might look complex, right? But then different people are involved in different stages. Okay, so when something start, it goes to open. Then there are only few choices that it can be done. First is in progress and escalate, or do the clarification, or do the assigned person. These are the limited way. Some people might have question, why is the dotted one? Dotted means that this activity potentially leads to solve or pending verification. It's a condition. We are not teaching now, but it's more like a one setup that you can base on the information to changes to the state based on the same activity. Okay. So after this one, let's say, for example, in progress, you see after in progress, there will be only few paths, either escalate, in progress, or done. Okay, so it limit the possibility, and even you have a most complex workflow, it helps the efficiency, because at each of the step, we are only looking at a few things. For example, when it resolve, right, it can only deploy. Why we are splitting this one? Because it done by different people. Like when the someone is resolving this one, let's say for programming, another group of person need to do the deployment. So once he only look at those that are resolved and do the and change those result when they deploy and change to deployment. And the QA comes in, because after deploy will be pending verification. If you look at pending verification, and if we follow through the red purple line, because the state is red, you see it's verified. The only thing two things that can be done is reopen or verify, and the verify can be open or closed. Okay, so open, we will go through the same process again. If it's already verified, no problem, we go to close. Okay, so this is how the workflow is done. And with that, we can have a very effective organization. Let's take one example. I'm showing you. For example, this one. So even you are not involving, you are seeing the whole process on how this is done. Okay, I'll show you. So you see, different people are involving, but then you can see what the changes they are making. Okay, even I'm not involving, but when I was assigned also, I have a good idea on why is it happening and how is it happen, who are the person in charge. So I can target the right person, especially you have a bigger team. So it will help you to improve your communication and the processes. Let us look at the next one. Yes, you see. Okay. So like, for example, this one, you see there are a lot of communication running through to solve the issue. And yeah, this is how a workflow, either we showing you the example. So if you come back to just now what we are sharing, the workflow, you can see that, for example, the ticketing, maintenance, the HR process, and the purchasing, admin process, all these that they typically involve more than one group of people, and workflow system, it become a must for an organization to improve the productivity and efficiency, especially also the lesser human mistake, more communication, more collaboration. Okay.